Here at You've Got Mails, we've got a confession to make. We might have a serious mental issue. I think CJ and I are crazy for Swayze. If you were to make a Mount Rushmore of chick flicks, today's entry would have to go on there. This movie's the Abe Lincoln of chick flicks. Today we tackle Ghost. Get ready, everybody. Boo! CJ, come on in, man. I'm just getting the pottery wheel set up. You want to be in the front or the back? Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about 1990s cinematic romantic masterpiece, Ghost.
Romantic.
Absolutely
That's the word you're
romantic.
using for this?
You didn't think this movie was romantic?
I know. I questioned it last week on Tu Wong Fu. I don't see it at all in this movie.
What are you talking about?
There was like 14 of the hottest seconds, and then it was a straight up horror flick for the rest of this.
No, this
is
movie...
a horror flick from the ghost perspective.
It could be, but like this, oh my god, this movie is about like being in love and then having it all taken away from you and then like not getting to say goodbye. I mean, yes, there's so many different aspects of this movie. Like this movie is an action movie, horror movie at times. There's like a weird like bank heist almost that happens in this movie. Mm-hmm. But at the heart of it, it's about these two people that are like in love. It's all done for love, man. I
feel like, I know I've talked about it on here before, the movie The Lake House, where I got bamboozled into seeing a romance movie. I thought I was going to see a Keanu Reeves time-traveling movie.
Right.
And halfway through, I'm like, oh shit. Like, they got me. I would feel if I was a woman going to see this in theaters in 1990, halfway through it, I'd have been like, wait a minute.
No.
Like, this one's for the guys.
I beg to differ. Ladies, reach out to us, let us know. But I think this is, the women love Ghost. They love Ghost.
I don't know.
So,
tell me about this movie.
Everybody saw this movie.
But us.
So let's talk, except us. Although, I mean, to be fair, I was 9 years old when this movie came out. I was probably not the target demographic for this. The same year Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, and I was definitely in the theater for that one, but not so much Ghost. But this movie, second highest grossing movie at the box office in 1990.
Behind?
Home Alone.
Oh, well, yes.
And this movie was in the lead for quite a long time, and then Home Alone came out and was in theaters from like Christmas time till almost July, and basically just kind of grinded it out until they beat them. But this movie itself was in theaters for 4 months.
Damn.
Like, that doesn't happen anymore where movies are, movies are streaming on whatever streaming platform they're associated with 4 weeks after they hit theaters. It's all about, like, opening weekend.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, right? But yeah, this was a time when movies were, if they were good, they were in theaters for a long time. I mean, this movie has 5 Oscar nominations. 1, 2. This was a big deal in 1990. This was one of the movies of 1990.
I can see. I mean, it's a well done movie.
Yeah, it won best original screenplay, and then our girl Whoopi.
Yep,
well, that's how she got her Oscar. That's how That's
still
how
working on getting Whoopi that EGOT.
That's how she got the O and EGOT. So all right, to this movie. Directed by Jerry Zucker. Do you know
that blew me the fuck away?
Yeah, so you know what he's directed? Like you're familiar?
Airplane, Naked Gun, Kentucky Fried Movie, like Jerry Zucker.
Yeah, it's a very odd choice.
Of the Zucker brothers.
Yeah, very odd choice for this. But did a great job. Like, I don't know why they picked him
this
for this.
one wins the record, because there's a lot of times during these movies where I pause to look something up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this right. I want to watch the whole movie, so I'm not just going to sit on my phone during it.
Yeah.
This one wins the record because I paused it in the first 8 seconds to be like, Jerry Zucker. Not that Jerry Zucker. It's that Jerry Zucker. Kentucky Fried Movie, High School Girls in Trouble, Jerry Zucker.
Yeah, that guy. Who knew?
There were no boobs in this movie. That's the craziest part about this.
There were none.
For a Jerry Zucker movie.
From what I read, that when they were looking for a director for this movie, Jerry Zucker was definitely not the first choice.
No.
Yeah, actually, Stanley Kubrick in mind at one point to direct this? And then it would have went full-fledged horror. I mean, this is the guy that did The Shining.
Yes.
So, but yeah, somehow Jerry Zucker got his way in there and made a hell of a movie, in my opinion.
Sure.
So this movie starts out, I like you said, I got serious horror movie vibes from this movie right out of the gate. I mean, the music, the tone.
When they show the title, it's a jump scare.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It just pops up. It's like, ghost! And I jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh my goodness. They got me in the first 10 seconds of the movie. I've never seen a jump scare in credits before. I'm sure it's out there, but like just the title of the movie trying to scare the shit out of you. That was new for me.
That's why I have my argument on this one.
So we start out this movie with kind of our three, I don't want to say our three main characters. Two of our main characters and then Carl. Fucking Carl. Doing shirtless demolition.
I have fucking Carl written in at least 3 different sentences on this list of notes.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Carl a lot. He's a real piece of shit. Anyway, this is my first question for you, because you're kind of you're actually doing some light construction on your basement currently.
The Love Shack is currently being remodeled.
Yeah. Is that what we're calling it? The Love Shack?
No, that sounds weird for...
No, I like it.
Okay, we're in.
All right.
Let's do
Welcome to the Love Shack, everyone. You heard it here first. So they're doing demolition on, I guess, an old building that they bought in New York City. Our two main characters, who are Sam and Molly, our love interests, played by Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. And then you've got Carl, played by, I think the guy's name's Tony Goldwyn. I would say good actor, because he's great at being a dickhead. Like, he's really good at, like, not making you not like him. But they're doing demolition on this house, and the two men are just shirtless. They're wearing masks, but as a guy who does a little bit of this kind of construction stuff, is that safe?
No, not at all. This was the very first thing that I have on this list of notes is that is not proper. It's called PPE.
Yeah.
Personal Protective Equipment.
Yeah. No goggles. They got the masks on.
Yeah, they take them off pretty quick, though, to show their faces.
Yeah.
No shirts. I mean, they're doing heavy demo work.
Yeah.
And there are times, okay, I'm down in the shop, approved. I have to run across the room, cut one quick 2x4 real quick on the miter saw. I might squint a little rather than put glasses on.
Yeah, you rip your shirt off and walk across the shop and cut your board.
Yeah, if I'm hammering down walls, I'm at least going to have a fucking shirt on. Like, I'm surprised they weren't in sandals. It was driving me up a wall. Thankfully, that was like the first and last time I got dragged out of this movie.
Anytime there's any kind of construction, woodworking, I'm always like, I gotta ask CJ about this, because this doesn't seem like a good thing.
This is no Stella's Got a Groove back, where they did some homework.
They do not carpet hard.
No.
They carpet stupid. So, all right, so we got that out of the way. That was my first takeaway from this movie, was the shirtless demolition. Which I guess, I mean, if you got Patrick Swayze in a movie, you got to try to get him shirtless at least once. This is only my second Patrick Swayze.
Pretty sure it's in his contract.
This is only my second Patrick Swayze movie, but I've seen his nipples twice now. That's 4 times if you're counting by the nipple.
This is very true. Yeah, that's right. At the beginning of Tu Wong Fu, they had like a gratuitous nude scene.
Yeah, shirtless. So from here, we kind of get a little glimpse into Patrick Swayze's work life. We go from the demolition scene right into him and Carl in suits. Thankfully, they put some shirts on to go to work on their way to the office. Not really sure what they do.
They business.
They business hard.
Yeah, speaking of Stella, you expect her to be businessing in the background.
Yeah, so they work, I mean, something to do with like money transactions and like bank accounts.
Stockbrokers,
I guess they work at a bank, but yeah, maybe stockbrokers. Because at the same time, he's like, I got to sell this to these clients. Like at first, I thought they were like admin.
Yeah, there was Japanese guys coming in. Yeah. He was like practicing his greetings.
Yeah. So, but this was another scene that I really enjoyed. This really took me, you know, a lot of times you look at these movies from the 90s and kind of think about how they would go today. So they're in the elevator on their way up to the office, and they start doing a little joke between the two of them where Carl's like coughing and saying, oh man, I'm really sick. Like this is contagious. Patrick Swayze's asking, how's the rash? He's like, it's pretty bad. Like it's also contagious. Imagine doing that today in a post-COVID world.
I'm telling you,
there were times in 2020 where I was afraid to cough in public, even though I wasn't sick.
Okay, I'll admit, this movie pulled me out twice.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that was also a thing where I'm thinking, like, this is almost like pre-9/11, post-9/11 all over again.
Yeah.
When you see something like that, you go, abso-fucking-lutely not.
Yeah, right.
Like, they would have been booted out of that. Elevator. Actually, everybody would have left the elevator.
Yeah, they would have left and possibly mobbed them and beat them up first, depending.
Yes.
Yeah. So we get that little fun scene where it was a simpler time and you could joke around about contagious diseases. Roll into the office, a little bit of business jargon. and you find out that through a little bit of exposition, Patrick Swayze is in charge of some finances. So he can wire money to like other people in the business accounts, and he has to give his account number or his access code to Carl. We immediately know that Carl's kind of a sleazy guy, right?
It was the second, actually, it was the second office scene a few minutes later, where he says, like, oh, there's something weird going on with these numbers, and Carl's like, oh, I'll figure it out. That was it. I was like, that guy's gonna fucking kill him.
Well, yeah, you find out, that there's some things happening as far as the accounting goes in this company that seems a little off, and Patrick Swayze's character Sam is digging into it, and when Carl comes in and finds out, he seems like a little concerned that he's snooping around and is trying to get his attention off of it, offers to do it himself to get it away from him. And, Sam's dead set on figuring this out. He says at this point, like, I need to know what's going on. And it's at that point Carl says, well, what do you and Molly have planned for this evening? And I was like, this motherfucker. So he was trying to plan out where he was going to be, right? We skipped over a little bit. We kind of get a little glimpse at Molly and Sam's relationship.
Oh, boy, do we.
We get all this before. I was really actually surprised how soon we got to the pottery scene.
Yeah, we did.
For some reason, so I don't know a lot about this movie, but the pottery scene is iconic, right? Everybody knows the pottery scene. You got your Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers playing in the background. Very sensual, the horniest pottery scene I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure this movie was sponsored by Big Clay.
It was Big Clay, all right.
That scene... I'm really glad we don't watch these movies together, because I was vibing.
Oh man,
that was something.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. It was very sensual. It was a very like I said, it was a sexy ass pottery scene. There was a lot going on there. Just making like the most biggest phallic pot you could imagine together, hand in hand, just rubbing all over it.
Yeah, I have it written down here because they do the pottery thing. They get up, they're embracing again, suddenly very clean.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That was a little odd. And then he, like, lays her down. This is all over, like, a 3-minute period?
Yeah, it's a very,
and this dude doesn't even have his pants off yet. And I wrote down, I'm already done, and this dude hasn't taken his pants off yet. Like, that was some intense shit going on.
That's the magic of Patrick Swayze right there.
Crazy for Swayze, I get it.
Yeah, so we get that super sexy pottery scene that everybody knows. And then we also get, right before that, we get a instance of them in bed, and he seems like he's a little upset. He's worried about work, and then they're watching the news, and they see that a plane has crashed. Also, a pre 9/11 world, like this is very much just kind of like no COVID,
laissez-faire.
Yeah, it's just, but he kind of says, "Oh man, like it's just like that." She's asking him why he's worried. He's like, "Well, just everything's going so good. I'm just waiting for the bubble to burst." And then he sees the plane crash, and he's like, "It's just like that. It could be over." A little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
At this point, she tells him that she loves him so much, and his response. Ditto. Which at this point I was like, I was like, this is weird. Like I didn't realize. Turns out Ditto's plays a really big part in this movie. But at that point when he first said it, I was like, what a weird way to say you love you back. Like I don't know if I really care for any of this. Like are they really in love? Is he really into this relationship?
I mean, they're renovating a New York brownstone together. Yeah, of course they are.
Well, yeah. So we come to find out though, they go to the theater. He tells Carl they're going to see Macbeth at a local theater that evening. They're walking out of the theater and they're kind of talking. And Molly tells him that she wants to marry him. Like she loves him. And again, it's some kind of like a Ditto situation where he doesn't say I love you back. And she confronts him about it. And he says, well, it's just people say I love you all the time. It doesn't really mean anything. Which I didn't think was a good excuse to use Ditto.
Let's get your head out of your ass, buddy.
Yeah, like you got to say it once in a while. But then she kind of says it would be nice to hear you say it once in a while. And he never gets around to saying it because he gets brutally murdered.
Yeah, that bubble got popped with a 9mm.
Yeah, the bubble burst, all right. So, we get this guy come out of the alleyway behind him and starts following him. They immediately know that he's up to no good, so they kind of turn around and confront him. Immediately there's a gun in Sam's face. Molly tries to intervene, gets hit, and this is when Patrick Swayze attacks the gunman. And they tussle a little bit. You hear the gunshot go off, and I love this scene, the way it played out.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The gunman runs off, and he runs after him.
Yeah, you're watching him run after him down the street. And then comes back and he's dead on the ground. Like Sam is dead on the ground. So he is out of his body. He is a ghost at that point.
Yes.
Even though he's not dead, like his soul has left his body.
Yeah, very like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and that was such a cool scene. A little dated as far as like the graphics go at this point, the visual effects, because it was one of those things where, you know, they superimposed like him over the scene with himself in it so that he could be in the same scene together. And there's always that little bit of like grainy, like weird thing where it's not, obviously he's not there. But very cool the way it was shot, how the gun went off. You see him run down the street and then comes back to find himself like on the ground.
I mean, for me, I break movies up into 2 categories.
Okay.
PJP and also PJP. So you got pre-Jurassic Park and post-Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Any good special effects pre-Jurassic Park? You know what? Awesome. More power to you.
Yeah.
That's the way I put it. After Jurassic Park, like, you better put in some effort.
I got you. I understand that. So from here, you know, we get the light. You have to go into the light. The light comes, and he's not dead yet, though. You know, he's fighting. You like to think. And Demi Moore's there holding him, crying, like, come back to me, don't go anywhere. So he has the option to go into the light, doesn't. Then we flash forward to the hospital where he's outside he's inside the hospital room. He dies on the table. Demi Moore leaves the room. He is now a ghost.
Yes.
He's dead. Missed his chance to go into the light. So now what do you do? And this is a question I have for you. If this was your situation, and this is how the afterlife worked, and you died right now, and you came out of your body, what's your move?
Oh, shit. Boy, I wish I would have thought about this one sooner. What is my move? So, I guess I'd go for a jog, see what's going on in the neighborhood, roam around a little bit. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch over my wife, but like at some point I'd wish she'd get over it and maybe remarry. I don't want to be around for that. Maybe I'd go to like, I've always wanted to see what Spain's like.
First of all, let's get past, let's just ignore the logistics of how a ghost gets to Spain, because I don't know. I guess you can get on a plane. You can get on subway cars.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not looking for tickets. Although, like we said, post 9/11, maybe they are looking for tickets on ghosts. TSA is pretty fucking powerful.
But I have a question. You're alive right now.
Yes.
Have you jogged recently?
No, not at all. Not even looking into going to Spain.
Why, when you're dead, would the first thing you do be go for a jog?
Well, I mean, once you, like, teleport through a few doors, I think the fun in that's over with.
Right.
I don't want to just jump right to, like, women's locker room, because that's kind of skeezy.
Yeah, you don't. You want to be a respectful ghost.
I mean, I'm sure sooner or later I'd be like, well, I'm bored today. Let's see how that's going. Yeah.
So my first thing, wouldn't you at least try to get back in your body? Like, the whole time he was there, I was like, well, just sit down in your body and see what happens. Maybe it'll work.
Hop in, buddy.
Like, that's kind of what I wanted him to do, and he didn't do it. But yeah, my other, like, if I was in the same situation as him, I don't know. Would you want to go to your own funeral?
No.
So he did that. I think I might, but I think it might be depressing. Like, I don't know who else is going to show up. I like to think it's going to be, like, a nice affair as far as funerals go, but who knows? But I'd probably check that out.
I mean, I've already got you booked as the DJ.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
you know it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it'll be a happy, decent funeral.
So I don't know if I'd go to the funeral. I think I would. But if I was in a relationship like I was, I don't know how much I would follow around the person I was with, just because I'd be kind of afraid to see anything that might happen.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to see them end up with somebody else. I don't want to follow them around the rest of their life while they move on from me.
Also, I mean, life's kind of depressing a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want an afterlife to be that fucking depressing, too.
Yeah, you don't want to be there just watching her cry and be sad all the time. You might check in from time to time. You know, like once a month, swing by, see if there's any, like, new shoes by the front door. And they're like, all right, well, I'm good here. I'm not going to go any further than that.
They've moved on.
Yeah, time for me to hit up those ladies' locker rooms now. I feel like I've given myself enough time that's okay. But yeah, I'd probably watch a lot of movies. Like, I'd probably sneak into movie theaters, because you could just walk right through the walls and check out a lot of movies.
See, more things we could be doing while we're alive.
I'd go to a lot of concerts. Yeah, but now it's all free.
That's true.
Like, I'd go to a lot of concerts.
Yeah,
I might travel.
Red Rocks or something.
Yeah, I mean, being a ghost, aside from the fact that you can't, like, touch anything, but yeah, as we see, you can get past that. But
being a ghost and get anywhere, good time to become a deadhead.
Yeah.
Just roam around following the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, right? I think that's what I would do if I was a ghost. I think I would travel, and I think I would just see a lot of performances and shows, and just, maybe go and like sneak into some like celebrities' houses and see how they live.
Absolutely.
Like I'm not gonna haunt my ex. I'm gonna go. And
I would go to Burt Reynolds' house, see if his ghost was there.
Ooh,
there you go.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah, try to meet some celebrity ghosts.
How cool.
I like it. All right, we're off on a tangent here. So from here, Sam does stick around, and he kind of like, which I get for a few days. But what happens is we start to realize that Sam's death was not an accident. So he's hanging around Molly a lot. He's kind of seeing her going through his things, getting rid of some things, what she's keeping, just seeing how she's getting by. And at one point, Carl comes over to, help sort through some things.
Fucking
Carl. He leaves. At this point, Patrick Swayze has not figured out yet how to walk through anything, which makes me wonder how he made it all the way back from the hospital into her apartment.
He's just jumping through doors whenever they got him open.
But he can't, he does it, but he didn't, did he even know that was a thing? If you're just like a step behind and you don't make it through the door, you're in trouble.
Being a ghost is a little bit like being in the Matrix. You gotta work on this suspension of disbelief in order to pass through doors or fly.
Yeah. But he gets to her apartment. She leaves for a walk with Carl. He's trying to follow them, but he can't get out the door because at this point he can't figure out how to walk through things. He can't figure out how to grab a door handle. He can't do anything. So he's just trapped in this room because they left without him. It's at this point the guy who shot him, Willie Lopez, we find out is his name.
Willie Lopez
comes into the apartment because he took Sam's keys in his wallet whenever he robbed him. And he's looking through the apartment. He's looking for something. And this is a great scene because Sam is like yelling at this guy, trying to stop him because Molly comes home as this guy's upstairs. He's trying to stop her from going upstairs. This would be like the worst situation.
This is why I consider this a horror flick.
It really...
like, even though he's the ghost, he's the supernatural entity, he's living in a horror movie.
Yeah, like you're watching this guy in your apartment who has a gun. Your girlfriend comes home. She's undressing in the other room. He clearly has bad intentions, and you can't do anything about it. Like, you're just watching this, trying your hardest to stop it happen, and you can't. It's a great scene. Like, it's really well done where you're like, oh my God, it really is tense because you're in Sam's position. You see what's about to happen. You know that guy's there, but you can't do anything about it. Neither can Sam. We do find out a little bit earlier in another scene that the cat can see Sam. They have a cat.
Yeah.
And he kind
or
of...
at least gets freaked out by his presence.
Gets freaked out by his presence. So the cat is sitting on a which this is the most well-behaved cat because I have a couple cats. If some guy with a gun came into my apartment and was just wandering around and they didn't know him, they'd be hiding under the couches. This cat is literally This cat is literally perched on a shelf right next to the guy's face. So Sam screams at the cat jumps, scratches the guy in the face. This is enough to freak the guy out, so he leaves. This is where Sam figures out how to jump through doors. So he jumps through the door, follows this guy all the way back. He gets on the subway where we first meet Subway Ghost.
Subway Ghost guy, yeah.
Yeah. So we find out that other ghosts can see Sam. Sam, for whatever reason, can't yet figure out who's a ghost and who's not because he sees everybody. But he can't like pick these people out. But other ghosts can pick him out. So this guy is very territorial of his subway train.
Holy crap.
Grabs Sam, roughs him up a little bit, breaks a window in like the physical world, screams at him to get off of his train. Finally, the train stops, so Sam gets off, keeps following Willie. The subway ghost will come into play later.
Very weird scene.
It is, but it sets up a lot of things.
It does.
So, which we'll get to. So he follows Willie Lopez home. Willie Lopez makes a phone call, and this is where we find out that he's working with somebody else. He was in that apartment looking for something. He only hears one side of a phone conversation, so he doesn't know who it is, but he knows that Willie was in the apartment looking for something, and he's going to go back in a few days.
We've got a conspiracy.
We have a conspiracy. This movie has so many... It hits all the boxes, man. It's got action. It's got suspense. It's a thriller. It's a comedy.
It does have some comedy, because we bring in our next guest.
Exactly where I'm heading, yes. Patrick Swayze, Sam, he leaves Willie's apartment, and pretty much right across the street there is a psychic. Big sign on the wall, palm readings, all this, that, and the other. He goes in, and it's Whoopi Goldberg playing Oda Mae.
She's so good in this.
who is not a real psychic. She is a con artist. You know, she's like that guy that used to be on TV that had that big crowd of people and call people down. I'm like, did you know a guy with an M? Was there an M in there? Like, is there?
Yes.
Did you know a John? Like, real blanket.
They call that a cold reading.
Yeah,
she does cold readings on people, which in itself is a skill.
It is. It's a crime, also. I feel like, but it's a skill.
I mean,
well, it depends. If you're ripping people off their money to try to give them like hope that they're speaking to a loved one who you really have no contact with, I consider that a crime.
I think if you seek those people out and you're giving them your money, you deserve to lose.
Well, this leads me, like, I'm going to ask you some questions today because you're always asking me questions. Okay. Do you believe in ghosts? Or do you believe in people that like can contact ghosts? Do you think that's in any way a real thing?
I have not. Like, I've gotten many spooky a feeling in my life where I'm like, there's got to be something going on here, but I've never had evidence of it. I've never seen it for real.
Yeah.
I've definitely taken a picture and seen a ghostly outline in the back,
right.
But it doesn't look like anybody.
Yeah.
Like, so
I'm torn. Like, I'm a little torn. Like, I feel like, you know, it's a possibility.
Same way I think of religion. I like to think it's real, but...
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Until I get evidence, I'm not going to throw all my chips in that basket.
I'm the same way. I don't subscribe to any particular set of rules or thoughts, but I do think that's a possibility. So, people that seek those people out, if they believe in that sort of thing, then they're being taken for a ride by this other person who isn't actually able to do those things. So if there's a possibility out there that there are people out there that can do it, and you're not one of them, and you're just using it for financial gain, I think that's a crime.
Yeah, to me it's the same as
quit defending Whoopi.
Tarot reading or anything. But that's the thing is, in this movie, she's third generation.
She is. Her mother and her grandmother both were able.
Yeah, they had the shining.
Yeah,
she does not have the shinning.
They had the shinning. So they were
Let's
able
not get sued.
They were able to commune with spirit. Well, we'll get sued by the Simpsons if we say the shinning.
That's true.
So
very litigious.
Either way. So he goes in and sees her basically conning this woman, pretending that she can speak to her husband. He can tell right away she's a fraud. And he is speaking out loud about like what a fraud she is. She can hear him. And she doesn't understand who's talking. She's looking all around the room. Eventually basically has like a mental break and just gets up and like runs through a door. And all this time Sam's in the room kind of watching this, talking to her. And then, you know, she knocks herself out, basically, by running through this door. Next scene, she wakes up. Her sisters are taking care of her, and Sam's still in the room talking to her. And she's talking to him. He's explaining to her, you know, who he is. And she's starting to realize that, like, she is actually hearing somebody, and he's there.
She's got the juice.
Yeah.
She can do this.
Yeah, but she doesn't really want anything to do with it. But Sam is just trying to tell her, you know, hey, I need you to help me. Molly's in trouble. Just call her for me. Tell her you have a message for me. Tell her the guys, because he gets, you know, Willie Lopez's name, address, all this stuff from following him. Call her, tell her to go to the police. Tell her that this is, you know, this guy. So we get a few scenes now where Oda Mae is trying to convince Demi Moore that she's really talking to Sam. So she calls first, tells him she has a message from Sam, immediately hangs up on her.
Yes.
They go to the apartment, rings the doorbell a bunch of times. She finally answers but won't come out of the apartment. So at this point, Whoopi's just on the street, just yelling facts that only Sam would know up into the window.
See, if this was happening to me, I'd suddenly change my position. Like, those facts were way too personal to not know. I would immediately be like,
absolutely,
ghosts are real.
And she doesn't answer her back right away, but that's because she's getting ready to come downstairs, and she does change her position for the most part. She comes out the door and at least opens up to the idea that maybe this lady does know something, like I got to talk to her and see what she knows. They go to a restaurant. They talk a little more. Finally, he says she's about to leave because she's fed up with it. And she doesn't know if she's telling the truth or not. And Sam says, tell her I love her. She says, I love you. And she goes, he would never say that. Tell her ditto. And I was like, God damn it, ditto means something. Like this whole movie, ditto is all over it. When at first I was like, wrote my notes like, ditto, that's a shitty way to say you love somebody. It was there for a reason.
It was a plot point.
Yeah, it was a great little, like, you're laying the seeds, and it was
oh boy, is it a plot point.
It really is. It was fantastic. You know, finally she realized what's going on, takes Whoopi back to the apartment. She gives her all the information about this guy,
Well, you skipped over the part where he was torturing her until she would go. And
you're right.
I mean, he was literally sleep depriving her by singing show tunes.
That was not show
no.
tunes. That was Henry VIII. I am. That's a great old song. I forget.
Oh, I thought that was a show tune.
No, it's like just a great little old like the British invasion type like.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that scene.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because he kind of tells her like, "You're gonna do this for me, or I'm not gonna leave, and I can talk forever." Because he's literally a ghost. He doesn't have to sleep. Doesn't do anything. So he does torture her until she goes. So he gives her all the information about Willie Lopez, and then Whoopi leaves. Like she's just done with it. You know, she's done her part. There's nothing else she can really do. Fucking Carl comes over.
Not only is he the murderer, but he's also a skis ball.
He is a skis.
Like, you already get the vibe, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get in her pants."
This was the plan. I mean, he knocked off Patrick Swayze. He hired somebody to kill him. Now he's going to steal his girl.
Everything short of him coming over and being like, "Hey, I've been learning pottery."
Yeah, he's got a bunch of money coming to him because this whole scheme at where they worked, where there was too much money in the accounts that Patrick Swayze was looking into. This is all a plot with Carl where he's siphoning money off of this company and he's going to get a piece of it. He's in bed with the mob, essentially. It's never really said, but he's talking to a bunch of Italians on the phone and they're telling him, you know, have the money in by now and this.
Gee, I wonder. Yeah, who's that supposed to be?
Yeah, this and that. So Carl comes over. Molly tells him, you know, this woman was here. She told me she can talk to Sam. And then she drops the bomb. Willie Lopez. This is the name he gave me. This is the address. You see it click in Carl's head. Like, oh, shit. How does she fucking know this? Like, because this is the guy that I hired to kill. At this point, Sam doesn't know that. But we get a scene where he follows Carl.
Yes.
And he ends up at Willie Lopez's apartment. And this is where we find out. Not that we didn't know already. But this is where
They're buddies.
This is where Sam finds out that Carl hired Willie to kill him to cover up.
He hired him to steal his wallet so that he could get the codes.
Yeah.
The killing him thing happened, and Carl didn't seem that unhappy about it.
I mean, Carl doesn't care about anyone. Carl's a sociopath, obviously.
Yes.
But at this point, Carl gives Willie Lopez Whoopi's name, Oda Mae, and tells her that he needs to stop her. Like, take her out.
And she's across the street, right?
Yeah, like, literally. Like, whenever Sam's given the address and the name to Molly, you know, Oda Mae's like, oh, it's my neighborhood. Like, this guy lives, like, right down the street from me, basically. So this is maybe one of the few problems I have with this movie. At this point, even though Sam just heard him tell Willie to take out Oda Mae, he goes back to Molly's apartment?
Yeah.
How about throwing fucking Oda Mae a bone?
There's literally one person that you're able to talk to. Maybe go and warn her.
Yeah, and like she's about to be murdered, so no, but instead he goes to fucking...
How cool would it have been if he got back?
He's right across the street.
What if he got there to warn her? Like he's like, oh shit, I gotta go warn her.
Yeah.
He gets in, he's like, Oda Mae, I gotta tell you. And it's just her standing over her own corpse, and she's like, tell me what? He's like, nothing.
You know already. My bad.
Looks like you found out.
Yeah.
My bad.
So at this point, you know what? I don't think he goes right back to Molly. I think he follows Carl for a little bit more. Because then he kind of uncovers the plot by Carl.
Yeah, it's like a detective movie at this point.
Yeah, he's at Carl's office. He's watching him talk on the phone. He's finding out that like he's the one that's stealing the money. He finds out that they're going to wire the money into a different account the next day and then move that money into an offshore bank account, and then everybody's going to get out like $4 million. And I think Carl's only getting like $80,000 of this $4 million, which I feel like for the guy that's doing all this, he's not getting enough, first of all.
Willie's getting like $44 and a carton of smokes.
Yeah, Willie's happy. Willie's fine. Hopefully they get him like some antiseptic for his cat scratches.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
And a bottle of booze, and he'll be good to go. So we get to see Sam kind of following Carl around, figuring out what he's doing. Then he goes back to Molly's apartment. And this is where we get the skeeziest version of Carl that we could possibly have hoped for.
Pours the coffee on his shirt. Oh, I better take this off.
So he comes in, he's all stressed out because, he's doing all this stuff at work. He's basically pulling off this big heist. He has to have all the money moved over. He's still trying to get the MAC code that he needs to do this from Sam's character. She has it in like a box of stuff, and he needs to get it back. So
yeah,
he goes over to the apartment. He ends up getting the MAC code, but he also at this point tries to seduce Molly.
This fucking guy.
He asks to come in, asks for a cup of coffee. Then he asks for more cream. As she turns to get the cream, he just spills it right down the front of him. Takes his shirt off again.
Like, she hasn't seen it already because they were already, demolishing his house.
Yeah, right. Well,
Shirtless.
So, and poor fucking Sam is sitting in the room the entire time. Like, this is another one of those things. Like, you said, a horror movie for him. Like, this guy is trying to seduce my girl, who I was with, days ago. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh. And it actually works. Which upset me.
It does start to work.
Like, he sits a little closer to the couch. And the weird thing is, like, the entire time he's trying to seduce her, he's talking very seductively to her. He's moving in closer and closer. But all he's doing is talking about her dead ex. Like, he's like, he was a great guy. He really loved you. And he's just moving in.
How do you get turned on?
Not by that. Leans in to kiss her. She kisses him back.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was like, oh my God, do something, Ghost Sam. Do something. And he does. He tries to jump on them, goes right through them, but then lands near the coffee table and knocks a picture of him and Molly off the table.
Yes, he can move things with his ghost
He
body.
hasn't honed it, but he's figured out that, with the right circumstances, he can make things happen in the real world. This picture falling over startles them, makes Molly think better of things.
Ghosting is a thing. Like, you have to practice ghosting.
I don't think it's the same kind of ghosting.
We've always said You've Got Mails is the second jobs are the most important. His second job in this?
Ghosting. So the picture falls off, startles the two of them. Thank God that Ghost Sam was able to cock block Carl, or else I don't know what was going to happen.
Wow, yeah.
She gets up, thinks better of it, says, I can't, it's too soon, she says. Or not, it's not been enough time yet. So then Carl asks her out to dinner the next night. She says yes.
Yeah, it seems like enough time.
I was really mad at Molly at this point.
Well, they always say wait like from Thursday to Thursday when you're grieving a dead person.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so like tomorrow night.
Rules to live by. So she agrees to dinner. It's at this point Sam realizes that he can move things but needs to learn like how to move things. Who does he know that knows how to move things?
Train ghost guy.
That's right, subway ghost. So there's a cool little scene of just Sam jumping from subway train to subway train. At one point, he's just standing on the platform and just sticks his head in the train as it like flies by until he actually finds the train this guy's on. This guy, if I could get like a spinoff of this movie, it would be Subway Ghost.
Subway Ghost?
Because I want to know this guy's story. Like, why is he not leaving the train? He claims complete ownership over the train.
I think the idea is that he's kind of lost his mind.
Yeah, it really does seem like it. Yeah, he does seem a little crazy.
Yeah.
And you can't really tell, like, he says he was pushed, and then he's like, you think I jumped, you think I did this to myself. So
that's what I mean, like, he is talking in sort of a demented way.
Yeah. But he goes in and out of his angry craziness, because he is a little helpful at one point. And he teaches Sam how to move things with his mind. So he kicks a can, he pushes a shoe. He's got it down.
He's like train hobo Mr. Miyagi for a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like he's teaching him how to, and to move things, you use your rage.
Yeah, ghost on, ghost off.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. So through this little training montage, we get Sam's new ability to move things.
He is leveled up.
Now he has to put his whole plan into action because he wants to. Now he decides he has to go help Oda Mae. And he has to get, Carl, he has to fuck Carl over, basically, which is exactly what Carl deserves. So he hears the, go ahead.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Because, this movie's pretty great from this point forward. It's pretty great the whole time.
Right.
There's a lot of madcap, hijinksy sort of things, like his plan going into motion.
Yeah.
But he can move things now. He can physically contact the real world.
Yes.
He can push people around.
Yes.
He can use some strength.
Yes.
Wouldn't you just wait till like Carl was taking a leak and rip his dick off?
Jesus.
I mean, really, like that's where my mind went. At least push him down a flight of steps.
It turns into a whole other movie at that point. I mean, the steps I get, the dick ripping. Jesus.
Yeah, are you saying Carl doesn't deserve it?
Could you imagine?
Yeah, you're just going to the bathroom
and all of a sudden, no.
Ripped off like a really, really awful Band-Aid.
All right, I don't like it. Anyway.
Would have solved all of his problems.
It would have.
fucking light comes out.
Traumatized Carl.
Yeah,
which is fine.
the light and comes into the other fucking bathroom stall, just sucks you into heaven. There you go.
It's
all over.
Yeah, and then the movie will only be like an hour long, and we want to keep things going. He didn't get to say goodbye to Molly yet, so he goes to Oda Mae, and he knows Carl's whole plan. He saw the computer from over Carl's shoulder, so he knows the account number that they've created for this fake person that they're eventually going to move the money.
Rita Miller,
and he knows what time they're doing it. So he goes to Oda Mae. He then finally lets her know, like, hey, they know who you are. Thankfully, fucking Willie Lopez procrastinates.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's already been a couple of days and he still hasn't gone and taken care of her yet. He's just hanging out at his apartment when she's right across the street. I mean, like you said, he could have just shown up and she could have been dead already.
He could have probably fired a couple rounds out of his window.
Yeah. So thank God that he's not very good at his job. So he goes to Oda Mae and explains to her, like, we're going to go to the bank. You're going to pretend to be this woman. You got to get a fake ID, which apparently Oda Mae is really good at making fake IDs.
It's my favorite scene in the movie.
It is really good. So they go to the bank, and it's just Sam walking her through the steps. Like, we need to go to this desk first, do some banking here, get this taken care of. Then we go upstairs to this other guy. We close out the account. You get a check for $4 million. My favorite part about Oda Mae's character is how absolutely awful she is at just relaying something that was said to her.
Yeah.
Like, she cannot not add stuff to it and just make it sound ridiculous. Like, even when Sam's trying to communicate with Molly, like, he'll say, she asks, why is he still here? And she's like, he says, I don't know. And then Oda Mae just goes, oh, some spirits are caught. Like, she just goes on this tangent, and he's like, that's not what I said.
She's got to just add her own twist on everything.
So this is a really great, like, funny interaction where Sam is saying things to her to say to the banker, and she's adding a few things here or there that's like almost ruining the scam, like almost getting them caught. Mm-hmm. But it all plays out pretty well, except for the fact that Molly shows up at the bank to handle some stuff as well.
And spots them
just as they're leaving. So, Sam sees her and he's like, we gotta go. Gets them out the door. They leave the bank. She's got a $4 million check, which I get the reasoning, I guess, behind this. But they just got a check for $4 million, a cashier's check. Sam makes her donate it to some nuns on the side of the street. And he says, it's blood money. I was killed for this. You can't keep it. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're already dead. You got killed for that money. Someone killed you for that money.
I just heisted this.
Yeah, now it's your money.
Now my money.
You give some money to Oda Mae. You give some money to Molly, like you get Oda Mae to cash that check and, give $1 million to the church, whatever. But then you take care of like everybody else in your life. Like you make sure Molly's set up for life. You take care of Oda Mae.
Well, and he's now the authority.
You donate some money to Subway Ghost's family. Like, you help out the people that helped you out throughout this whole situation.
He is now the authority on the afterlife. And he does say like, well, this will guarantee you're going to heaven.
Is that you just buy your way in? Is that how it works?
Pretty much, yeah. Well,
well.
$4 million.
Oda Mae was going to heaven no matter what.
That's true. She's a delight.
So she donates the check. She feels guilted into it. She gives the money to the nuns. And then she's like, all right, I'm done with you. Like, I've done everything I can do. Like, you just made me give away $4 million that I had in my hands. We're done. Mm-hmm. Have a great afterlife. I'm out of here. Sam goes back to Molly's apartment again. And Carl shows up yet again. Carl is trying to transfer this money, and it's not working. And he had to do it. He had to do it like 5 minutes before the close of business. And
Tyndall
had to do it at 4:50, 10 till 5. Which another problem I have with this movie is a lot of people are just dicking around in this movie and not doing shit as fast as they should. Willie Lopez isn't killing Oda Mae like he should. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Swayze knows that like the plan is to transfer this money at 4:50. He shows up at the bank with Whoopi at like 4:30. To get all this stuff done. God forbid there was a line or like the banker was with someone else when they got there because none of this would have worked.
No.
Like, why didn't you had the time, bro. You're a ghost. You don't have anywhere else to be. Like, go get her and be at the bank when it fucking opens.
I didn't even think of that,
take care of this shit. But he waits till the last minute because apparently he's just sitting around Molly's apartment watching her make pottery. So they go back to Molly's apartment. You get a scene. This is actually one of my favorite scenes, and I would have liked this to have been a movie all in itself. Carl is trying to transfer the money over. It won't go. He finds out the bank it's been closed. We flash forward a few hours. He's still at work. It's nighttime. Everybody's left for the day. This guy is drenched in sweat, bags under his eyes.
He does a good flop sweat.
He's in it with the mob. Like, he knows that, like, he needed to get this money to them. They're going to kill him because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Patrick Swayze is just sitting behind him in a chair, just heckling him and just watching him sweat, knowing that he's fucked, and then starts using the fact that he can move things. First, he moves a chair across the room, scares the shit out of him. Then he starts typing stuff, messages to him on his computer. And I was like, give me an hour and a half of just him tormenting Carl. Making this guy lose his mind. Because that guy was so good at being a prick that, like, you were so happy to see him.
It's a horror movie from the other side.
Yeah. But at this point, like, Patrick Swayze, he's kind of getting the grasp of things. So it's not really as much of a horror movie for him anymore because he can kind of control things. Like, he
is the...
Like, at this point, if someone broke into Molly's apartment and wanted to murder her, he could stop them. Like, he could do something about it. So he's not helpless anymore. So it starts to become fun to watch him, like, fuck with people. So
there should have been more of this.
Yeah, there really should.
I agree.
So I really like that. And then Carl shows up at Molly's after they're all back. Flop sweat, like, going nuts. Comes in. Unfortunately, they start talking about how Molly went to the cops with the information about Willie Lopez. And the cops told her that, you know, she's a con artist. She has a rap sheet. She has a big fat record. You can't trust her. And then she goes, her name's not even Oda Mae. Her real name's Rita Miller. And at this point,
Carl.
Fucking Carl. At this point, fucking Carl was like, shit. Like, she closed out the account.
Mm-hmm.
And he also starts to realize that Sam is real. Like, he's a real ghost.
Yes.
Like, there's no way she knew all this stuff and knew how to do this without Sam being there.
Also, did you clock who the cop was?
It's Stephen Root,
the Raven.
Yeah, the Raven. Right? I always think of him as Office Space. I was, thinking like this was a prequel, and just like a few minutes later, someone stole his stapler off his desk at the police station, and he just went completely mental. But yeah, so he realizes that, you know, what happened. Molly goes to go upstairs to grab something real quick, and Sam starts fucking with Carl again, poking him, hitting him. Carl basically threatens Sam with, you know, I'm leaving. I'm going to come back here at 11 o'clock and I'm going to murder her unless you get me that check.
Yeah, this guy really, like, went full bad guy.
Yeah, 100% full bad guy. He threatened to burn down the house and then...
Like, it started, like, he sort of seemed like the suit who was sort of dabbling in bad things. And this has gone to, I will murder one of my friends.
Well, this is, like, how it goes. Like, I feel like this was pretty realistic because at first it's just a little plot to steal some money and he needs the MAC code. And it's hire a guy to rob him.
Mm-hmm.
That turns bad. The guy gets murdered. And it just keeps kind of snowballing where he has to keep upping the ante a little bit every time and getting a little more despicable to cover up the last fucking horrible thing he did.
He's
to
like
the point where
Breaking Bad.
like he actually had like a good, like almost an arc in this movie. Like it went from being a shithead to a evil villain, but it was all kind of earned. Like you saw why he was doing what he was doing. Like you kind of get the feeling if one thing hadn't gone wrong, nobody would have ever known that Carl did this and everything would be fine. They'd all still be friends. If all that ever happened was somebody stole his wallet and the money got transferred without anybody knowing it, nobody be the wiser.
For sure.
Everything's the same as it always was. Like Carl was never going to murder Sam to get with Molly. It just so happened that Sam got murdered and now I can get with Molly.
Yes.
So you kind of see this progression with his character where he just gets worse and worse because of all the decisions he's making are just going wrong at every turn and just making things worse and worse for himself. At this point, Carl says he needs that check. If he doesn't have it by 11 o'clock, he's coming back and he's murdering Molly. And now Sam knows that they know that Oda Mae has the check. So she's in trouble again. Thankfully, he doesn't dick around this time and he heads straight there.
Yeah, he runs right in there.
Yeah, he heads straight there. When he gets there, we find out that Oda Mae can now hear all ghosts. And all ghosts know about it. So she just has a line. This is a great scene where, like, you know, Sam's trying to talk to her and there's all these other ghosts that are just like, get in line, man.
It's
like,
got
we're
a little
all...
Beetlejuice vibe.
It does have... This movie actually gave me strong... I think maybe because of the era, like 90s, but I did have some strong Beetlejuice vibes from this movie. There were certain parts that gave me...
I think it's just the macabre.
Yeah, exactly. So she's got all these ghosts waiting. Finally, she kicks everybody out to listen to Sam. Willie Lopez shows up to try to murder her.
That happens, well, it's like one scene later, because she's watching Arsenio Hall with her sisters. Oh, wait, no, this is right. He shows up here.
No, he shows up there after they kick everybody out. They're in like the little parlor where she does the readings, because she jumps into the closet, he shoots through it, she's fine.
That closet gets a lot of play in this movie.
It does. It's great.
Very weird.
Yeah, well, it's because like it's part of her shtick. So whenever somebody comes in to get the reading in the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
the sisters open the closet and show them there's no one in there. And then they close the door, and then they call her and she comes out. Because there's a trap door in the closet.
Yeah,
so this all sets up, it's like this movie sets up a lot of things subtly that come into play later. So you're not like, what the hell? Why is there a trap door in that closet? So she escapes through the trap door to get away from Willie Lopez. We get to see Patrick Swayze harnessing his full ghost potential and just kicking the shit out of Willie Lopez without him being able to see where he's at.
Yeah.
Which eventually leads to an awful, gruesome death for Willie Lopez.
Well, that does happen later, because once they're watching Arsenio Hall...
No, this is all part, because he
Willie
chases him
Lopez
out.
is... That's at nighttime. Like, he goes up and... They're like, calm down, and then he shows up again to save her.
I don't know, maybe I got my... Regardless.
But it does end in a gruesome fucking death.
Regardless, whenever Willie Lopez finally does get around to trying to kill Whoopi, because the guy takes forever to do his job.
He's terrible at what he does.
Yeah. Sam kicks the shit out of him a bunch, chases him out of the apartment, and as he's trying to run away, he gets sandwiched between a giant truck and a car, which this was another great part. I really liked how they did this, because you see it happening. Like, one car skids to not hit him, turns sideways, truck comes dead on, and you're like, oh shit, this guy's getting squished between these cars. This is going to be rough. And you see him like fly over the hood and like roll down the street, and I'm like, that's not what would have happened. That's not what happens.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works. And then he starts to get up, and I'm like, no, this guy, he's dead. He's got to be dead. He gets up and starts to walk back. He is smushed between the car and the truck. And he's dead, and he's a ghost
He
now.
got hit so hard, it had flung his soul a half a block down the street. Yeah.
Which is exactly what he deserved. And then we get to see what happens to the bad people when they die.
Yes.
I'm assuming when you mentioned last week that there were like Roger Rabbit elements to this movie that scarred you as a child.
Yes.
The shadow people. Is what I'll call
shadow
them.
People, they have like eyes, and they move through the shadow. And I don't know if you looked this up or not. Like, the sound they make is a baby crying that's been slowed down, and they added bass to it. It is unsettling. It is bowel-shakingly weird.
So I looked this up after I watched it. When I watched it, the couple times these creatures appear, I was very unsettled by the sound they make. So I looked it up, and it made perfect sense to me, because I am also horribly unsettled at the sound of children crying.
Yeah, you're actually wired for that. Like, that's a human condition.
Is it? I thought I just hated kids.
That's why cats meow to sound like babies crying. Because they know that your brain is wired to hate that noise.
I didn't know that. God, because I do. It upsets me so much. It makes my skin crawl.
Everybody does, except for the parents of the crying babies. They seem fine with it.
That's good to know. I thought I was a horrible person and just hated children. Because I don't hate kids, but the sound of kids crying just... Ugh. So anyhow, that makes sense why these evil demons are so unsettling to me, is because it literally is babies crying, just made to sound demonic, which is even worse.
Yes.
So the shadow people come, they grab Willie's ghost, and they drag him off what we assume is hell. From this point, Oda Mae and Sam have to go and warn Molly about Carl coming back, right? So they get to the apartment, they're talking to her. This is where we get probably the weirdest scene in this movie for me.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of a sexy possession?
Yeah, so we find out from the scene before where all the ghosts were there to see Whoopi that some of them can like enter her body and like kind of possess her for a minute. And we find out that it takes a lot out of the ghosts, like wears them out. They don't have any energy after they do it. So they're there at the apartment. He's sitting with Molly and he's sitting with Oda Mae. And he's saying, I wish I could just touch you one more time, you know. And Oda Mae offers, she says...
Well, and you should state, they're waiting for the police to show up.
Okay.
Like, he is convinced her again to let Oda Mae into the apartment by making a penny float in front of her.
Yeah, right.
And then they call the police, they're waiting.
Because he finally lets her know that Carl's the one that's doing all this, and you need to...
I don't know if you've ever called the police with a loved one, like... pretty much have to just wait and get romantic while you wait there, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems like a weird fucking time is what I'm saying.
You're right. But they're sitting there. He wants to touch her one last time, but he can't. And Otome says, you know what? You can use my body. Make it quick. So he hops into her body. And at this point, they show Sam sitting on the couch with Demi Moore, caressing her face. They're leaning in. It's very sensual, you know. They stand up to dance. They're kind of hugging. They're a lot of like, well, are they going to kiss? Like, you know, real close to the face. The whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, what's in my mind? I can't not see Whoopi.
Well, and this brings me to my next question.
Okay.
Would you rather Patrick Swayze in Whoopi Goldberg's body or Whoopi Goldberg in Patrick Swayze's body?
Like in the same scenario? Like, I don't understand.
I'm just giving you a would you rather. You fill in the blanks.
I guess I would rather Whoopi in Patrick.
See, I would go Patrick Swayze in Whoopi's body.
Oh, you mean like what I? Oh, no, I mean in this scene.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I would rather Whoopi's body. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I misread that whole situation. But yeah, like this whole scene, like they're about to make out. Like, I really thought to myself, is he gonna, like, are they gonna have sex? Like, using Whoopi's body? And how does that work?
Well,
because it got real close to that where I thought, but like I said,
yeah.
And I read a thing where that, you know, the director said when they shot this and they tested it with audiences, people giggled during the scene because they think the same way that I think. Like, even though you're seeing Patrick Swayze, like in your mind, you already know that, like,
it's hard not to think about
it's
that.
It's Whoopi that's actually doing these things that he's doing. They're just showing you Patrick Swayze. And he was like, you know what? There's no other way around it. So this is just what it is. Like, this is how we have to show it. So we're showing it. I don't know if it would have been better.
A real Jerry Zucker attitude.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it would have been better if we would have just seen Whoopi instead of Patrick Swayze.
No, definitely not.
I don't think there was a good way to do that scene where it wouldn't have made me giggle.
Maybe Whoopi with blue eyes like Patrick
But thankfully,
Swayze.
and this is the only time I'll say this, thankfully Carl shows up. And completely cockblocks Whoopi and Patrick this time from getting on with Demi.
Yes.
And would that be a threesome?
I believe so.
If there was a ghost in a body and another body? I think that's a threesome.
Yeah, I'm going to give it that.
All right.
The judges have rolled.
Anyway, so Carl shows up. We get a little action sequence. So, you know, when he knocks on the door, Otome stands up real quick. Patrick Swayze gets knocked out of her body. And at this point, he's weak. So he's no help to anyone right now.
Yes.
Carl is there with a gun. He is ready to murder everyone. And Patrick Swayze can't stop him. So a little chase scene ensues where they kind of climb out a window. They do some fire escapes. They end up in the attic. Carl's chasing them down. Whoopi's surprisingly spry and is just running across beams in a ceiling along with Demi Moore, keeping up.
Yeah, I mean, this is younger Whoopi.
I don't know what it is. Whoopi never seems young to me. There's not a movie I've seen where Whoopi seems young.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Jumping Jack Flash.
I'll have to go back and watch that and see. But finally, you know, it gets right to the point where he's got Otome in his grasp. He's knocked Molly down to the ground. He's got a gun in Otome's face. He's asking for the check. What's whatever the check is. Finally, at the last minute, Patrick Swayze comes in. He's got his ghost powers back. He knocks the gun out of his hand, beats him up for a little bit, and then we get a very gratifying, gruesome death for Carl.
This is, I'm going to call it right now. I don't think we're going to get a more gruesome death on this podcast than Carl's death right there. And this guy is impaled by a window.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep my hopes up because I love a good gruesome death. But yeah, this might be the one. So yeah, he falls into a window, and then the shattered window falls down on him and just sticks right through him.
Oh.
Carl, of course, his ghost pops right out of his body, is a little confused as to what's going on.
Yeah.
And then gets dragged away by the shadow demon babies.
I did like that, you know, he's looking at Sam at this point, and he actually has a little twinge of regret.
Did you think so?
I thought so. Like,
I think he has some regret because he knows he's dead and he's fucked.
I mean, that could be it. It just
I
seemed
don't
like
think
a
that
little
guy
bit
cared
like
at all.
oh, Sam, this is awkward.
Well, I think when he comes out and he goes, Sam, it's because he can see him all of a sudden, doesn't know he's dead yet. And he's like, well, how can I see you? And then he turns around and the realization sets in
Yes.
that he's dead, and then he gets dragged away.
Demon baby ghosts.
Adios, Carl. Like, nobody gives a shit. I'm glad you're gone. Mm-hmm. So then we get just a little,
The police aren't going to question this at all. Like, why is this guy impaled by a window? Like, ladies, what did you do?
Well, they pushed him into it. That's totally fine. They'll get off. It's fine. Then we get the goodbyes. The light starts to open up again, and at this point, everyone can see Sam. Like, he becomes like an ethereal projection of himself, a real ghost. If you will.
I'm taking this as like God was throwing him a bone. It was like people could see you for a few seconds.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't think that's a normal thing because no one else that gets sucked up into heaven, you see them go. But yeah, I think that was. I think you did good down here. I appreciate your help.
Also, do you still go to heaven with like a double homicide?
Well, they were bad people. They went to hell. You'd think like he's just doing the Lord's work, really. And it was all in self-defense. He was protecting good people.
I guess so.
Yeah, he wasn't like just.
It seems just like three murders don't make a right.
Now, had he have just gone into the bathroom and ripped Carl's dick off, then I think maybe the shadow ghosts come out.
That's true.
I think he did it the right way. But he tells Oda Mae that he's going to miss her, and
this was what got me.
Oh, really?
Actually, so he's saying goodbye to Molly,
right?
And it's pretty sad and all that. Whatever. I'm like, okay, I figure this has happened. When he turns to Oda Mae and he says, "I'll miss you. Your mother would be proud," and I got the tingles.
Did you?
I didn't cry, but I felt it.
I didn't really get any tingles during this movie, but that was a very nice moment. And then he turns back to Molly and he gives her like a ghost kiss. I don't think she can feel it, but he leans in and like his face kind of goes inside of her face.
Yes.
And they kiss goodbye. And then his final words.
Okay, yeah.
See ya?
No, he says, "I love you." And she says, "Ditto."
Yes, that's not his final words. So he does that. They do the ditto callback again. He says, "I love you." And instead of saying "I love you" back, she says ditto, which is a sweet little thing. And then he just goes, "See ya." And then he goes into the lights, which I thought was a little anticlimactic. Like, why couldn't you just go with "I love you," ditto, and then he just kind of walks away, smiling. But now he was like, well, I guess I'll see you around.
Best of luck.
Yeah, have a good one. Or nothing like, I'll be waiting for you or something. Just see ya.
See ya next year.
Yeah. And that's that. It very much just ends on like a weird...
It does.
See
it
you
just kind of ends. They could have cut to like a 2 weeks in the future sort of thing. Or she's doing better for herself. Whoopi's doing better for herself.
Yeah, like she sets up a pottery studio in the back of Whoopi's tarot card reading joint, and they're kind of working together or something. Like she's making sculptures of people's dead loved ones. I don't know. Could have been something. Anyway, so that's that.
So that's it. See ya.
Yeah. See ya. Do you have any flowers you want to give this movie, CJ? Any grand gestures for Ghost?
Yeah, I do have one thought on this one is, if you pass away, you want your loved one to maybe mourn you for a little bit, but then move on.
Yeah.
Do good for themselves. As the next boyfriend in line, how the fuck do you compete with Patrick Swayze came from the afterlife to save my life? It's like, oh, you lost somebody. What were they like? Oh, well, he died, and then he literally defied God to come back and murder people for me.
Yeah, so I guess...
Like, how do you compete with that?
So I guess this is the question I'd ask you then. Because I thought about this. At this point, like, all your suspicions are confirmed. There is an afterlife. Like, for 100% that there is one.
There is a great light in the sky that sucks you up to the good place.
You had this one true love. So let's say what was Demi Moore? Maybe like mid-30s?
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Maybe the most.
Early to mid-30s. So you got pretty much your whole life ahead of you. But you've got Patrick Swayze. You know where he's at. You know he's going to be there waiting for you.
You think you just go celibate at this point?
Yeah, do you just like live the rest of your life out knowing that you're going to see him eventually someday? Or can you wait that long?
I know a nunnery that's probably that's got some money.
Yeah, right?
To probably join in.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I kind of wonder, like, if you know at that point, like, they're going to end up together in the end, if she can just hold out, and if she really wants to be with him in the end, like, that's what's going to happen.
I guess that's a good call, huh?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like she knows, and like they're going to end up together.
Well, also
maybe 70 years down the line, but
from her perspective, like, nobody's ever gonna beat that.
Yeah, no,
Like, any guy there after that's a place filler.
Yeah, I got your flowers.
placeholder.
Big fucking deal.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, yeah, that's all I had for it.
All right. I don't have too much. I did find this amusing. Bruce Willis, who was Demi Moore's then husband when this movie was made, was actually offered the role, or was in consideration for the role, of Sam. They didn't want Patrick Swayze at first. There were a lot of other guys that were considered for this role. Because all he had done up to that point was the action movies. He had done Roadhouse, Next of Kin, and he was coming off of those two movies, and they were like, well, he's not really a romantic kind of guy. But so Bruce Willis he turned down the role because he thought it would be cheesy to play a ghost. Then this motherfucker does The Sixth Sense like 10 years later, and it's a mass hit.
Oh, I didn't
think
even
he
think
had
of
a little bit of FOMO about the ghost thing, or he's like, well, I turned down the first ghost movie. Like, maybe I should do this other one.
Yeah, I could see Bruce Willis just being that kind of guy that's like, I do these movies so I can get away from my wife. Why would I want to do one with her?
Yeah, right. Well, they ended up together.
That's my Bruce Willis.
It was pretty good. Yeah. Hey, come out to the coast. Let's be a ghost for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Patrick Swayze in this. I think I might be a Patrick Swayze fan after 2 Swayze movies in a row.
I'm feeling it. I mean, so we had 3 Julia Roberts pretty much in a row.
Yeah.
And now 2 Patrick Swayzes right in a row.
Right.
Is there any more Patrick Swayze movies?
I know we got Dirty Dancing.
Okay, yeah, we got Dirty Dancing.
And then maybe someday, if we exhaust every Patrick Swayze option and we decide to do like a special Roadhouse episode for our friend Corey. But I don't think that's a chick flick. After these last 2 weeks, it kind of makes me want to search out other Patrick Swayze movies.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily, like, I'm going to save the ones on the list for when they get rolled, but I may seek out Roadhouse. I may seek out Point Break, because these are movies that I've never seen, and I'm kind of starting to think that maybe Patrick Swayze is a good actor.
I'm with you. I can go with that.
Right on. We are crazy for Swayze. It's not just fun to say. It's a way of life. So yeah, let's Nicolas Cage this thing.
No, I want to turn this chick flick into a dick flick.
You're right. I jumped ahead of myself.
And I want you to go first.
Just like Willie Lopez, I'm not very good at my job.
Failing.
You want me to go first?
I want you to go first because I have about 4 options for this, and I don't
shit.
want you to take it if...
So, I don't necessarily have a way to chick flick this into a dick flick, but I have a sequel in mind.
Okay.
That I think would be wonderful and would be more of a movie for everybody, not just a chick flick, not just like a romantic comedy or something like that. I would like it if at the end of this movie, Sam does not get sucked into heaven. Like, he missed his chance. The sky's open once before he decided to stick around. He's stuck here now for the rest of his afterlife, right? So at this point, Whoopi, Oda Mae, has to move into this big apartment and live with Molly and Sam, because she's kind of the communicator for them. She's
almost like a sitcom.
It's going to be a comedy where they're kind of like a throuple. They're in a relationship. 2 girls and a ghost. 2 girls, 1 ghost.
Yeah.
Kind of scenario.
I like this.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a, hilarity ensues. It's just kind of more of a funny, like, not necessarily a raunchy comedy, but just kind of like a, just like a fun, like almost like a buddy comedy romance situation.
Tom Selleck should be in this.
That would be 3 Men and a Baby. We just want 2 girls.
Maybe that's why I'm thinking of it.
We just want 2 girls, 1 ghost.
Okay.
And then we're probably going to get that scene where they finally do, like, have that weird, like, threesome. Where Patrick Swayze's inside Whoopi while Whoopi's inside Demi. It's like a turducken.
I'm just going to go put my head inside the fridge.
Just open the door first, because you're not a ghost. You can't just go right through the door.
Well, I went all over with this one.
Okay.
First, I mean, obviously, he gets murdered in an alley. So Demi Moore should be Batman. I mean, that's a given, right?
Yes. I did think that when I watched it.
With Whoopi Goldberg being Robin, who speaks to ghosts. I mean, we have the setups for a comic book movie, right?
Yeah, actually, that's great. Yeah, she's like a superhero, but she has like a ghost that can talk to her and help her out. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
The next idea that I had, which I think would be a great sequel to this movie, is... So Patrick Swayze is basically the ghost from Evil Dead. Like, he travels around And he like moves shit to make things happen. Like
Yeah.
maybe not like, where they start making tiny little Bruce Campbells, but like the ghost is this ethereal entity
Yeah.
moving shit around and hurting people and stuff like that. So I wanted a crossover where the Evil Dead ghost starts going after Demi Moore and he has to fight it off in the ghost realm.
Oh, nice. And does Ash? I hope Ash shows up. Like, I would like Bruce Campbell.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Good.
I mean, is there anything that Bruce Campbell can't make better?
No.
But what I landed on was my favorite scene in this movie is the heist, of course.
Yeah.
Demi Moore catches them in the heist, and they admit right off what's going on.
Right.
And it just, all three of them like it. They enjoyed what just went on. They just walked out of there with $4 million.
Yeah. Sam has the banking knowledge.
Fuck Carl.
Yeah.
Let's go on a ghost heist. And they're just plotting consecutively bigger heists with the help of the ghost guy.
I like that. I still want to see Carl die, though. I hope that's... I know we said fuck Carl.
Well, I mean, they got the $4 million. That problem's going to take care of itself.
Carl's still going to come after
the mobsters are going to put him into the ground.
You're right.
So, yeah. That's what I want, is I want the ghost heist movie.
Very nice.
Maybe Julia Roberts shows back up. She was in one of those Oceans movies, right?
She was, yeah.
She can be,
She's in a few of them, yeah.
It'll work.
All right. I like it. Now, let's Nick Cage this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
We don't want a premature Cage.
No, we don't. We got to let it breathe.
Yeah, this one was a tough one. To put Nick Cage into this movie.
Oh, really? I know who I'd make him immediately.
Who would you do?
Well, I don't want to take yours. You go first. I'll tell you who I would do it with.
I mean, I assumed... I'm thinking like my best bet is, of course, Train.
Yeah, that's who I would have went with.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it just makes sense that...
He can play that crazy, like, kind of unhinged.
Or God. Like, the light opens up, Nick Cage comes down.
He just pops his head out.
He's like, hey, bro, I can only open up this portal for so long.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this.
Right.
Or he just plays one of the villains Nick Cage gets killed as, so maybe the guy from Face Off. But he's a ghost.
Troy.
Yeah, he's a ghost. Yeah. And he's now, like, Castor Troying in the afterlife.
Nice.
But yeah, it's Train guy. Of course,
I think it's got to be Train guy. I don't think there's any other like good option. Excellent. All right. Well, I will connect this. This one was super easy. And guess who I went with? Train Ghost.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. His name is Vincent Schiavelli.
He's always good.
He is always good. He played Subway Ghost. He was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as Mr. Vargas, who's one of the teachers.
Ah.
For those of you that don't know, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Nicolas Cage's first credit on his IMDb. First movie he was ever in. He's actually credited as Nicholas Coppola in that movie.
Okay.
But he is in it. He plays one of Brad's buddies. So he plays one of Judge Reinhold's friends.
I've heard that Nicholas Coppola has been in a lot of Nicolas Cage movies. So.
He has. He's been in all of them. You can always connect Nicholas Coppola to Nicolas Cage.
That's true.
It's easy. All right, let's rate it.
I hate to do this because it's a great movie. This was not a.
Oh man,
this is not a romance movie.
Oh man, it is too. It's 100%. The base of this movie is a romance.
I'm gonna give it a 3.25. Oh. Just on our scale, this is
just not. You're not because you think it's not a romance movie.
I mean, Bruce Willis kills a shit ton of people for his wife in Die Hard. It's not a romance movie.
That's different though. This focuses way more on the relationship between these two.
A horror movie with romance elements. So, yeah, I'm giving it a 3.25. I would watch this movie again. This movie was good.
Yeah, I would.
If this was just a movie watching podcast, I'd say a 4.5. Like, it's a great movie. But, yeah, 3.25.
Well, I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
First of all, I will fight you on this. This is 100% a romance movie. This is all about these two people. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that happens in between, but just like any great romance, there's a lot of other things happening around, going on behind the scenes, other outside elements. But what really, the whole reason he's doing what he's doing is because he loves this woman and he's trying to protect her and save her and he can't leave her because they're so in love. I mean, it starts out with them as a couple. It ends with them with the sweet, sweet goodbye and the tears and the I love yous.
Oh, they don't end up together. I know that's a big thing.
But they will.
They will.
You know what? This is like one of those romances that will go on forever. And, I mean, come on. The horniest pottery scene in cinema history?
There wasn't romance. That was pure sex. That scene. Hey, good God.
That's fine. But yeah, a 4 for me. I like this movie a lot. It wasn't like the perfect movie. I would watch it again. I would recommend to people that haven't seen it. But yeah, I generally had a really good time. Like I said, I loved how it was so many. I loved how many different genres basically this movie covered. There was the supernatural horror element. There was the comedy. There was the romance. There was like the heist thing in there.
Excellent world building.
Yeah, it really was. Like just a lot of great little things that like ended up meaning something later. Like yeah, I dug it, man. But yeah, four for
Jerry
me.
Zucker.
Yeah, good for him. All right. Well, normally this is the part of the podcast where we would pick our next movie randomly.
Yes.
But since next week, when we release this next episode, it'll be the day after St. Patrick's Day, I've decided to pick a little seasonal movie for us, a holiday episode, if you will. There's a movie called Leap Year that I'm aware of. I don't know how. That stars Amy Adams.
That's two different holidays you're naming.
It is, but we also just came out of a February that was leap year. So we just came out of it. We're in a leap year currently. And in this movie, she travels to Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, yeah. There is a connection. And she's Amy Adams.
And she's Amy Adams, fiery redhead Amy Adams. So we're going to have a little St. Patrick's Day episode for you guys on March 18th.
A little special.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to try this every episode now. Please check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts at. Leave us a rating and a review. It helps us out immensely. If you could subscribe to us, that's also a big bonus. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your psychic so she can tell some ghosts about us. I don't know. Tell everybody. And until next time, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
Egot for whoopee!